major drama in Pittsburgh as LeVeon Bell refuses to report to the Pittsburgh Steelers. What is going on, y'all? 5 Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL. And you guys do see the title here to talk about the drama-filled story with the Pittsburgh Steelers and LeVeon Bell. Before I get into that, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to go ahead and, of course, hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure to turn on my post notifications. With the NFL season here, you're not going to want to miss out. And make sure to go ahead and follow me on my social media links down below. And also, if you guys do want to play daily fantasy sports like I do, where I've won a lot of money, make sure to go ahead and use my link down below to sign up for FanDuel. They're going to give you guys credit towards playing if you deposit $5, $10, along those lines. And I will personally send you guys a free lineup if you guys use my link down below to sign up for FanDuel. So with that being said, let's get into today's topic and talk about why LeVeon Bell is holding out, why he won't report to the Steelers, how long this could possibly last, what are the implications around it, and what the NFL should do to prevent this from ever happening again, because it's happened way too often. So, number one, why is LeVeon Bell holding out? Well, because he wants to get paid, plain and simple. Well, it's not that simple. It is more complicated than that, but in the grand scheme of things, yes, this is, of course, about money. LeVeon Bell is not under contract right now, actually. He's supposed to be able to sign a franchise tag, a tender, which is worth about $14.5 million, which actually would make him the highest paid running back per year if you just taking that 1 year salary into account. But, of course, LeVeon Bell is looking for a long-term deal. He's not thinking about just 1 year, especially for his position, which has the least amount of, average years of a lifespan in the NFL, and it's the most bruising position in sports. He's not thinking about that. But basically, LeVeon Bell wants to get paid, and he is not a fan of what the Pittsburgh Steelers have offered him so far. So what have they offered him, okay? They have offered LeVeon Bell 5 years and $70 million. Now, it seems like a great big number, right? Yeah, 5 years, $70 million. Well, newsflash, the $70 million is air money, and by air money, I mean it doesn't mean anything until I tell you the guarantees. It could just go like that, poof, they could cut him after a certain amount of time. So the guaranteed dollars, which is the key number here, in that contract was reportedly $30 million, okay? Why is that important? Because $30 million out of $70 million, that's a big chunk that's not guaranteed, okay? And we take a look at Todd Gurley, who just signed an extension with the Los Angeles Rams. And his contract was actually less in terms of the overall structure, so 4 years and $60 million, but he got $45 million in guarantees, and that set the precedent as well. And that is what LeVeon Bell is looking for. He wants more guaranteed money. Now, I don't believe he's asking for quarterback money, which is what, like $25-30 million a year, but LeVeon Bell absolutely wants more money guaranteed. And you know what? I'm all for it, folks. Look, we always do this as fans. We always go against a player who is fighting for his, life in terms of his well-being and what he uses to, make a living. And yeah, they do get paid millions of dollars for it. Absolutely. But again, you're only worth what you're going to get paid. And LeVeon Bell knows that there are other teams out there. If he was a free agent, they would throw money at him. We just saw what happened with Khalil Mack. The Oakland Raiders weren't willing to pay him. Somebody else, like the Chicago Bears, were ready to make him the highest paid defensive end in NFL history, okay? And LeVeon Bell knows that. This dude's been the best overall running back in fantasy, and not even fantasy football, in just general football over the last couple of seasons. And he knows his worth. And what's wrong with knowing your worth? I'm totally for it. We always go against the millionaire athletes, but give a break to the billionaire owners who are always looking out for the team. Now, could the Steelers pull out more money and pay him more? Sure. Do I blame the Steelers for not maybe investing in that position? Yeah, a running back position, if I was running a team, I would not value it as much because, again, like I said, the lifespan, the amount of punishment you take, I would rather utilize my resources in the quarterback, receiver, O-line, etc., etc. But that does not take away from the fact that LeVeon Bell is wrong for getting his money. He's absolutely right, and he should absolutely go and get what he needs to do. Now, the way to go about it, you could possibly, disagree on or agree on, because right now what he's trying to do is basically, I'm not showing up, I'm holding out, point blank, period, okay? and basically he's going to start missing games. And here's the thing with LeVeon Bell. The reason for missing games, obviously, we just talked about is the money, but also the fact that he does not want to get hurt. And we just talked about the fact that this is the most bruising position in sports. One injury that could be career-ending. Remember what happened with Ryan Shazier? And again, I know that he's not a running back, but again, one career-ending injury, and it is over. You can kiss everything goodbye. LeVeon Bell is not stepping on that field until he gets a new contract, until the Steelers do something about it. So that is his stance. And again, like I said, I can't blame LeVeon Bell. Too many times we go against the athletes as fans, but we have to sometimes go for them and go against the billionaire owners who we don't think are cheap, but they're penny pinching every single time and every single chance they get. So what are the implications now moving forward? How long is this going to last? Well, basically, LeVeon Bell, if he does not report by, I believe, week 10 of the NFL season, then the Steelers can essentially franchise tag him again. Now, every week and every game I believe he misses, I think it's about $850K fine for LeVeon Bell, or I guess I should say he's not getting paid that much. So I don't know if it's a fine or if it's that he just does not get paid that money. And that's a hefty amount, of course. But again, LeVeon Bell knows his worth. So that can continue up until, what, 10 weeks? But at that 10-week mark, now we're playing with fire here because the way the NFL and NFLPA agreement is structured, which again they need to revise that thing. The stupid franchise tag, which I hate. I absolutely think this is the worst thing in sports. They need to get rid of the franchise tag. It holds players to their teams even when they don't want to be. It gives way too much powers to the teams. We need players to have more power because you look at the NBA, it creates so much excitement in the offseason with free agency, player movement. Rarely do you see in the NFL big names changing, locations. Tom Brady's been in the same place. Aaron Rodgers has been in the same place. Ben Roethlisberger, Eli Manning, etc., etc. So we need guys in different places. But with that being said, franchise tag needs to go. But point being is by week 10, if he doesn't report, the franchise tag would roll over to where the Steelers would be able to franchise tag him again. And now you're in the scenario again. So again, what is going to happen? I think LeVeon Bell is definitely going to report, I believe, before week 10. So before that franchise tag thing rolls over, and I know his O-linemen are all going after him, Maurice Pouncey, guys like that. And they're saying, they're blindsided by the fact that he's doing this and he should just be straightforward with them and stop talking through his agent. Listen, guys, you got to do what's best for your family. And I'm sorry, I would love my teammates as much as anybody, but you're not feeding my family and I'm not feeding yours. So LeVeon Bell's just looking out for himself. Now, like I said, there are ways to go about it. They're not taking it right. But again, it is what it is. But LeVeon Bell could hold this out until week 10. And honestly, I wish the Steelers could trade him, but he hasn't even signed the franchise tender. And we don't know if there's another team willing to trade for LeVeon Bell, but that to me is the best option at this point. Do what the Raiders did with Khalil Mack. Like I said, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Some other team might want to pay for LeVeon Bell. And hey, he's only 26 years old. I know that seems very old in running back years, but I think he still has a couple of good RB1 top running back years left. So basically, that is what's going to happen down the line now. It's a waiting game, basically, for when LeVeon Bell is reporting back to the Steelers, but I do not expect him back anytime soon. Nope. His long-term potential is at risk. He's looking out for his top dollars, guaranteed dollars, and the fact that remains is that the Steelers are utilizing the franchise tag, which obviously needs to change. I told you I hate this stupid franchise tag. Aaron Rodgers came and talked about it. Basically, this needs to change. But LeVeon Bell is looking out for not just this year, but the rest of his NFL career, which, again, might not be that long, so we don't know. So with that being said, that is basically the situation. And like I mentioned, I expect LeVeon Bell to probably come back before week 10. Maybe we see a trade here, but he's not coming back to the Steelers after the season, folks. That's all she wrote, folks. You can kind of book it, and that is why I feel like the Steelers should look to trade. I don't know why they're not looking to trade him, but again, maybe they can't find takers or whatever. But at this point, I think the lines have been drawn, and like I said, I don't blame LeVeon Bell. Look out for yourself. Go get that bag. So that is what I think, folks. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below if you agree with me or disagree with me, please make sure to subscribe. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed. And as always, thanks for watching.